What's up, everybody? Clark here for the BOS Sports blogcast. Here's the Atlanta Hawks have blown out the Miami Heat 127-115. The Hawks really put the foot on the gas there in the fourth quarter as they led by over 20 points at certain points in that game. Jalen Johnson, another triple-double, 29 points, 11 boards, 11 rebounds, his ninth of the season, second in the league to Nikola Jokic. Well, he was announced Sunday. He'll be an all-star. We climb the hill, Hawks fans. Jalen Johnson is an all-star at last. Chance he might be a starter still if there's some kind of injury situation. He is playing with Team USA. With the Team USA, it's now split into international and USA, two different format than East and West back when Tony Parker used to play. So we'll see how that works out for viewership this year. Back to the Hawks game. Quinn Snyder's system is working. Motion offense was absolutely fluid this game. Of course, the Miami Heat were without a few players, including key guys such as Norman Powell, who absolutely torched the Hawks last time we played them, and Tyler Hero, who could have been very helpful to the Miami Heat there in that third quarter to get over the hump when they cut the score to single digits there. So, the Hawks, of course, in this broadcast, we look at three key stats, whether or not team wins basketball game. And that, of course, is field goal percentage, rebounds, and turnovers, of course, outside of the point category itself. 48.5% Hawks field goal percentage to Miami Heat. 47 rebounds to Miami Heat, 53. Turnovers, Hawks had 9 to Miami Heat, 11. So Hawks have won 2 out of 3 of our key stat categories. And they were rewarded with a double-digit victory. First, Miami Heat, C.J. McCollum, 26 points himself, 4 rebounds, 2 assists in just 26 minutes. He's fit in like a glove to this Atlanta Hawks team and really has embraced his role coming off the bench. As well, it was also reported Corey Kispert before the game is shooting 57% from three-point land since he joined the Hawks. That is coming in this game. He was 2 for 7 tonight. As the Hawks did over the weekend, have some surprising news. Pete Krejci, fan favorite, he was traded away to the Blazers. And what was an interesting move, the Hawks did get a second-round pick out of that. So the Hawks keep stacking up those picks, and we'll see what they do with them. If they do with anything with them this trade deadline, we'll look at potential trade talks, as well as trades that have already happened around the league. Make a little bit of speculation what might happen as well later in this episode. So back to this game. Luke Kennard, another solid game. 4 for 6 from the field in 23 minutes. Be interesting to see what kind of deal he gets this offseason. Probably trending to mid-level exception kind of money in multiple years. So good for him. Mikhail Alexander-Walker, solid game. 19 points, 5 rebounds, 7 assists, a steal in 31 minutes. Asa Newell, he got 17 minutes tonight. As the big news today coming into the game, Kristaps Porzingis ruled out with illness. Some people are trading that he'll be. Some people are speculating that he'll be traded. I'd pump the brakes on that. I'd say not so fast. Kristaps Porzingis has been dealing with this injury for illness for a while, and it's more likely that it's just reoccurring, which is very concerning. And hopefully his health situation turns around. He gets to playing basketball again. Certainly electrical basketball player. And he had a great moments in EuroLeague over the summer. He showed a lot of promise. I was really hoping for him to make some good impacts with the Hawks team. Skeptical as I was and posted about initially when he was traded, I thought maybe he'd be injury prone. Certainly has been, but illness has been the main problem keeping him off the court. Until recently, of course, he had the Achilles tendonitis, which he came back from. So it'll be interesting to track the Hawks starting center, Christian Koloko, see how he did today. 11 minutes, 2 points, 2 rebounds. He got a little bit of foul trouble early. Not a lot of minutes. The Hawks still survived. Of course, the Heat, they had Bam Adebayo, Cleo Ware there rotating at center. So they have a decent center rotation there. Do the Heat in the front court there for the Heat. So Dealing with just the one center in Christian Coloco, Asanuel, he put a nice amount, 17 minutes. The Hawks survived. They went small with different lineups, different points in the game. Mo Gay, he played center minutes. He played 22 minutes this game. He had a nice game, 3 steals and a block. That's pretty substantial there. Only 6 rebounds. The Hawks did get out rebounded that game, but their shooting helped them overcome it. Of course, see if we got our 3-point shooting percentage. 41% the Hawks shot today, compared to Miami Heat 25%. That'll certainly do it. The Hawks really need to step up their free throw shooting. They only shot 62% from line today. Of course, Jalen Johnson, they had that great documentary of his coming back from the shoulder surgery in the game. It was nice to watch, and that might be one of the things a little bit on the back burner for him, as he struggled a little bit in the free throw line. Well, as the whole Hawks team has overall. For the Miami Heat, Jaquez Jr., he's involved in the play of the game we got to get to in just a minute. Unfortunately, Jalen Johnson, he posterized him. He had a nice game, though, overall. 21 points, 8 rebounds, 3 assists. Simone Fontecchio, 18 points, 6 rebounds, 2 assists. Bam Adebayo, giant double-double, 16 points, 14 rebounds. And of course, Tyler Hero out, Norman Powell. Be interesting. Miami Heat speculated as primary destination for Giannis Antetokounmpo. He traded to. And certainly, it seems to me like a great fit. It seems to me, from what rumors have been so far, like just about the perfect fit. They maybe have to build a little bit in the draft, a year or two this offseason. That is, not 2 years. And keep adding pieces, but both Bam Adebayo and Giannis, I think that would be a force. Nice front court combination there for the Miami Heat. Other speculated destinations have been Chicago Bulls for Giannis. I'm not sure if I quite see that as much, at least for Giannis' side. I think that he'd want to compete right away. The Bulls are still a few paces away from that, although him and Josh Giddey, I think, would be quite a dynamic pair. Warriors rumored. I think that would be a great fit for him, too. The Warriors, Steph Curry, he wants to win another championship before he retires, so that would help them, get them closer to the level of Spurs, Thunder, those teams. They're just completely on a different level than the rest of the league right now. Also, Pistons, they made a move. They acquired former Hawks Kevin Huerter. That'll be interesting to see how that works out for them. Kevin Huerter's been a little bit up and down since he's left the Hawks, as far as shooting-wise. He's certainly known as a great shooter, and we'll see if those skill sets transfer there for the Pistons team and help them out, as they're probably the best team. I have them number 1 in the East, and I'd put them in the category of both Spurs and Thunder as just being on a different level than at least the rest of the conference and potentially the rest of the league. It's kind of the golden three right now, going in the playoffs, looking at those teams. Coming back to Atlanta Hawks here, what will they do at the trade deadline? Of course, it's been widely reported and mentioned to Hawks fans wondering, both CJ McCollum and Corey Kispert, their salaries cannot be aggregated or combined with another salary player. But I was wondering about that last night. Could that be worked around? If, say, the Hawks wanted to trade for somebody, they one of those players, could they just trade them in a separate deal? Of course, the NBA reviews all trades, and if they just see it as a workaround, they might just reject it anyways. But we've seen crazier things happen in the NBA. Of course, we had first 7-team trade recently, I believe, last offseason. So, 17 trade this season. Who's going to be the Luka Doncic trade this season? Other news from around the league, maybe the largest stunner of the day, Jaren Jackson Jr. to the Utah Jazz. Laurie Markin, Brian Oliver, and the Hawks broadcast mentioned Walker Kessler. And that's a name to think about for the Hawks, potentially. He's been linked to the Hawks before. Of course, he's a player at Auburn, so a little bit familiar with the region. And I'd certainly like him as a fit in rotation here with Onyeka and Kagu. We'd instantly have a very solid combination of centers. I believe Walker Kessler's still on his rookie contract, so we could pretty much trade anyone to the Jazz. Just who would they want? They probably want someone like Kennard or someone pretty decent to help add to this team right now. And then that's subtracting from the Hawks. I'm not sure if I see how that goes. So Luke Kennard in a second or two for Walker Kessler. That's an interesting trade proposal. I gotta check out the financials of Walker Kessler's contract. I think he's still on the rookie deal, if I remember correctly, but might have misremembered, or he's might have been signed since then. As well, blockbuster tonight, as widely reported last night, this would happen, and it did. James Harden to Cleveland, Darius Garland, and a second round pick. So the Clippers, they're rebuilding their picks a little bit. Darius Garland, he had that breakout season last year. It was looking like a foundational piece for that Cavaliers team. And he struggled this year, and they said, don't think so. And now paired James Harden, Donovan Mitchell. I think at the least, this makes this Cleveland team very fun to watch. I think if they play with pace, both Donovan Mitchell and James Harden could be one of the funnest duos we've seen in quite a while. And changes the landscape. Before this trade, I would have rated the Cleveland Cavaliers as a team not so fun to watch. It's not very interesting and not much going on. Outside of course, DeAndre Hunter, he posterized us earlier this year, so they traded him away. Not sure if I mentioned that last blogcast or this one, but DeAndre Hunter, he's gone too. I think he went to the Kings. Got to review that. So other trades around the league. The Celtics got Nikola Vucevic. And I'm wondering if that's maybe a sign that the Celtics might be anticipating Jason Tatum to take the rest of this year off. You pick up a star center in Nikola Vucevic. You instantly have a dynamic pick and roll game and pick and pop game as well with Jaylen Brown and Nikola Vucevic. You don't even have to really worry about Jason Tatum coming back. And even they can just delay it until the conference finals or the finals. So nice pickup for the Celtics. Of course, the Celtics, they like to have a lot of space. So Vucevic, he can't be hanging out in that lane as much as he was on the Bulls. But maybe pick his spots a little bit as well. But that'll be a nice rotation there for when they face the Pistons. They have both Vucevic and Queta there in rotation for the Celtics. Multi-team deal. We got Chicago Bulls, Minnesota, and Detroit. I mentioned earlier, most of these have been broken by ESPN's reporter Shams Charania. So I've been following him there, keeping notifications on for his posts, often posting breaking trade news. And so Jaden Ivey, Mike Conley to the Bulls, Kevin Huerter, Dario Saric to the Pistons. And Detroit gets a first-round pick swap from Minnesota. 2026 first-round pick swap from Minnesota. That'll be interesting to watch, and I think that means the Timberwolves are looking to be buyers at this trade deadline, as they were trying to help create tax space, as Shams reported, to pursue another star. So, team to watch there with the Timberwolves. Of course, pushing last night the dream of Anthony Edwards to the Hawks. Maybe one day, but for right now, from this 3-team trade, looks like they're going to be buyers and keep adding pieces to this team. Other moves: Atlanta Hawks, Portland for. Apologies, I've not learned how to pronounce this player's name yet. Plus seconds, future seconds, and DeAndre Hunter to Sacramento, Dennis Schroeder, Keon Ellis. After this trade of James Harden, I think that makes a little bit less sense, as they really need some depth at forward there. We just saw think that was last night. Ty Jerome was going off for his new team, the Grizzlies. So Cavs seem to miss him a little bit. I believe on the Grizzlies. All-Star updates. Kawhi Leonard named to the All-Star game. Widely speculated as the largest snub this season. There's a lot of speculations. Maybe his scandal, off the court scandal, was potentially weighing in. All right, we're going to take a quick break. This is the BOS Sports Blogcast. I'm about to go in a little bit. It's going to be a little bit of a short episode. Before we do, we, of course, need to get to our play of the game. Jalen Johnson. He absolutely lit up Jaquez Jr. And we'll see back-to-back plays, back-to-back drives. Jaquez Jr. had a different decision-making there. So here we go. Jalen Johnson, Bass Pun, Jackie-O. Jalen Johnson, slammer, jammer, Jalen Johnson, hammer. Straight over Jaquez Jr. And here the Hawks get back. Jalen Johnson transition. Run 3/4 court. Jaquez Jr. He makes the executive decision there to stay out of the way. Somewhere out there, Austin Reeves is saying, at least it wasn't me. All right. So here we go. Scores around the league. We got our Hawks and our Heat there. We've already gone over that. TJ McCollum, he had 4 rebounds, 2 assists. Pretty solid there. 76ers. Should note that these are live scores happening while I'm recording. Eventually start doing this live. Imagine one day. Potentially. So Nuggets, Pistons final. We only got one more game going. The rest of these will be final. Pistons won over Nuggets. Quite a battle. Jalen Duren, Nikola Jokic, he just came back from injury. Jamal Murray, 32 points, 47% shooting from field. Cade Cunningham, nice double-double, 29 points and assists. Nikola Jokic, nice double-double, 24 points, 15 rebounds. He did not add to his triple-double count. Jalen Johnson can still catch up. So here we go, Jazz, Pacers. Nuggets, interesting team to watch, too. I feel like they're pretty much cooked roster-wise. I don't know how they even add to that. So, Lauri Markkanen, 27 points. Walker for 24 points. Jackson, 24 points. 90% field goal shooting. My goodness. Sensabaugh, 20 points. All right, we got Knicks, another kind of oddball team to watch the deadline. Did they beat the Wizards? They did beat the Wizards. It was a blowout. Never know with the Knicks. They sometimes lose odd games like that. Bridges, 23 points, 80%. He'll be key for them as well. Jalen Brunson, can he get back on track? He's not quite been as solid this year as last year. Same with Karl Anthony Towns. Their star players are struggling. Hawkport, who took out Franz Wagner a couple months ago. 5 personal fouls again. He's their physical guy. Got to watch out when he's on the floor for the Knicks. Lakers beat Nets. LeBron James. Trade rumors about LeBron James going around. I doubt they'll do anything like that. MPJ, 21 points, 10 rebounds, solid double-double. Interesting to see where he's traded at this deadline. Celtics, Mavericks. The Celtics win? Yes, they did. Did Cooper Flagg have another huge stat line? Yes, he did. 36 points on 50% shooting from field. Jaylen Brown, MVP candidate, 33 points, 7 rebounds, double-double. Peyton Pritchard, I saw he had a buzzer beater today. 26 points, 60% shooting from field. Sam Hauser, 5 personal fouls. That's some dirty work from Sam Hauser. All right. Bulls, Bucks. Could Giannis be on the Bulls soon? Kyle Kuzma, 31 points, 10 rebounds. The Bucks trade Giannis. Do they trade Kyle Kuzma too? Montas Buzelis, absolutely stellar player for the Bulls. Breakout season, 22 points, 50%. Kobe White, nice double-double. Where's Kobe White going to be traded? He's on an expiring contract. He'd be a nice add for many teams looking to contend. Magic Thunder. Ooh. Thunder just played last night and then win by 36. They either played last night or Sunday. I'm melding days together here. Ooh. Yeah, that was Sunday. I went to the post office yesterday, and they won their Sunday game. Shai had a pretty average game for him, and they still won by 30 plus. They're just built. Cedric Coward, Lou Dort. Where's Lou Dort going to go next year? Will he stay with the team? Another game going on. So I guess 2 games still going on right now. Blazers, and they just recently tipped off. It's past 10:30. Maybe my ticker is a little bit off there. All right. So next BOS Sports blogcast. And try to get one up Saturday night. I need to start doing the big Braves season preview. I just keep hoping and wishing that some big news would break, such as Zach Gallen, Framber Valdez to the Braves. As the Braves going into this offseason needed multiple big fishes, and we did learn that their TV deal is quite a hindrance as well. Their top international prospect was the 15th ranked. They did not sign either of those 2 Venezuelan players in the top 5. That was disappointing. So, other than Suarez, monster reliever, he'll have a huge impact for the Braves as long as he's healthy in 2026. They should be better off than last year getting healthy again, but we'll have to see. Will they still struggle with 12-6 break? They face Seth Lugo the first day of the year, so they can't struggle with 12-6 break and then face Seth Lugo to open the season. That would potentially be a loss in opening day. Braves fans would immediately spiral into 0-7 mode, just like last year. Oh. So the Braves, they really need to sign a player. I really don't think they will. I think more likely we'll see remaining 2, Zach Gallen, Framber Valdez, go to Phillies, Dodgers once the 60-day IL opens up. Still don't know the status of Zach Wheeler and the Phillies. And right now, that is really the key on what is going to happen in the NL East this season. As Phillies prime, getting back Kyle Schwarber, they should be on. They should be the top dog here in the NL East again this year, unless Zach Wheeler can't go. And Aaron Nola, he struggled a little bit last season, a little bit on downfall. So that'll be the first chip to fall here in the NL East, whether or not the Braves have the division-winning squad this year. Mets, of course, they got Freddie Peralta. We'll have to see if Kodai Senga comes back and healthier this year, if he can start 20-plus games. A lot of rotation issues all around NL East. The Marlins, they have Yuri Perez and Sandy Alcantara coming back from injuries and removed. They pitched last year, so had a healthy offseason. Of course, they traded, I think it was Brian Weathers away, but they're still stacked. For the Marlins, it's just about offense, and they have young players all around. If they start hitting, then NL East could be theirs. It's quite astonishing to say. If the Braves would just go out and get a big fish, we could quit talking about that. I don't think they will. So we'll have our big Braves season preview soon and all that. So be sure to stream previous episodes of BOS Sports Blogcast, stream Bars Soap Music, wherever you'd like. Go to bossports.blog after ads start appearing on it and visit like 6 times a day. All those good things. I messed up the end screen.